for me, agency is fundamentally about who's making the decisions and setting the rules for how society will mitigate and adapt to Earth system transformation. As a research community, we spent a lot of time studying the role of governments in addressing global environmental challenges, and this continues to be an important area of research. But as we learn more about Earth system transformation, we're recognizing that there's limits to what governments can do to address complex global issues such as climate change, biodiversity loss, desertification, and that this is reshaping how rules are being made. Governments increasingly engage with other actors, such as corporations, nonprofit organizations, and prominent individuals in decision-making, and these non-state actors often create their own forms of Earth system governance. So researchers in the Earth System Governance Network seek to understand what the rise of these new actors means for our ability to deal with Earth system transformation. First, we want to identify the agents of Earth system governance. Who's steering the ship when it comes to making decisions about the interactions between humans and the natural world? This isn't just a question of who's sitting around the table when decisions are made. We want to know who's able to influence those decisions, to prescribe behavior, or even set their own rules, because this is what differentiates actors from agents in Earth system governance. Researchers in the Earth System Governance Network have analyzed many different agents, including companies, environmental organizations, consulting firms, indigenous communities, international secretariats, social entrepreneurs, networks of municipal governments, and scientific experts. These studies tell us that agency isn't politically neutral. As new actors become agents of Earth system governance, they change power relations in society. So it's equally important to think about who's not at the table, who's not making decisions, and what this means for how the benefits and burdens of Earth system governance are distributed, and the democratic legitimacy of Earth system governance. I think it's important to note that Earth system governance research shows that the rise of these new agents doesn't come at the expense of state authority. Rather, it's reconstituting the role of the state and opening up new opportunities for developing innovative governance approaches. Once we've identified who's governing, we turn to questions of how these new agents govern. One line of research asks how they come to be seen as having the authority to govern. What is it that gives them the right to make rules, and why should anybody follow those rules? In some cases, authority is delegated by governments who need help implementing and developing policies. Other times, authority comes from the ability of these agents to mobilize resources like finance, in the example of companies, or expert knowledge. We also investigate how these agents exercise their authority and the forms of governance that they create. Research shows that the ways in which agents govern is shaped by the basis of their authority and the structural context, which includes existing norms, institutions, and decision-making processes. So what do these new forms of agency mean for achieving effective Earth system governance? Some researchers are optimistic about the future. We have a broader array of governance initiatives involving a diversity of actors, focused on different aspects of Earth system transformation, and operating across multiple scales. This results in the mobilization of greater resources, allows for experimentation, and gives us the opportunity to deal with global environmental challenges in new ways. But this area of research is still developing, and Earth system governance scholars will continue to assess whether the rise of these new agents will enhance our prospects for meeting the challenge of Earth system transformation.